Hey Libras, welcome to your December 2021 message for the month ahead. Let's just let's dive straight in. Let's actually let you know if you're looking to meet your spirit guide or develop healthy boundaries. This channel is all about all things spiritual growth and personal growth. I'll put a link down below so you could sign up for 3 free meditations to help you meet your spirit guide as well as develop healthy boundaries. But Libra, without further ado, let's jump right in. You don't have to excuse me, I'm a little sick. Okay. So there's a little bit of you needing to like step up to make your dreams a reality, Libra. There's a little bit of a need for you to come from an empowered place about making it happen because there's a little bit thinking that someone else needs to come in and make it happen. And what that's doing is it's putting pressure on the other person that you're meeting. Because it kind of looks like you want to do like a life kind of mission thing with someone. There's a project that you started. You had the hopes that it would be co-created with someone else, but it's not panning out that way. And it's because there's a little bit of pressure of if the other person is truly the one, then they'll be able to like say the project exactly how I want it. But that's putting this like unknown pressure on them. So that's why all previous relationships didn't really work out. When instead it's a, hey, my vision is to do this with someone else. So let's talk about it. I was thinking something like this. How do you like that? What do you think about that? A conversation, a deliberate co creation. Hey, well, what would you do? If money wasn't an issue, what would you do? Instead of this like extreme test you're putting them through. Because ultimately, what you're doing, Libra, is you're trying to protect yourself from someone just saying, like, yes, yes, I want that too. Yes, I want that too. It's just like that pendulum, right? You're trying to protect yourself from being the person who just agrees with everything you say. So you went to this extreme of if they're really the one, then they'll be able to say the same exact vision that I have. But like, come on, that's literally impossible, right? Is and that like defeats the purpose of a relationship. A relationship is two people coming together who have the same end goal, but are willing to negotiate along the way. You want children in 2 years? No way. I want children in 2 years. Oh, yeah? Why 2 years? Here's why, right? So it's not about putting this extreme pressure on the other person, it's really about the inner trust with you. Do you trust yourself enough to read the situation? Do you trust yourself enough to be willing to ask those questions? Yeah? 2 years? Are you just agreeing, huh? Why do you want them in 2 years? And then hear their reason, hear their answer. It will be obvious if they're just a yes person. If you're willing to take that extra question. And here's a little bit of like a brutal truth for you too, Libra. The reason why some people have just so readily people pleased, yes, 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 is because you got a sense of empowerment from making the other person back down. If someone's going to be an aggressor, maybe not physically, maybe not threatening, but if someone's going to insist and demand that, like, you're the one doing it wrong, right? I know you have the emotional capacity to see how someone just might go, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And they might numb down because you're feeling duped from something in the past and now putting pressure. I'm so sorry, Libra. Excuse me. A little sick. Um, you're feeling a little duped from something in the past, and you're now putting pressure on everything in the future, which is unfair to the new people in your life. But it's also like completely lacking self responsibility, self growth, self reflection, right? If someone's under pressure, if you hit their boiling point and then they shut down, can you recognize that you push them too far? Recognize their limits? Because when they shut down, then you're easily able to say, "You're stonewalling. Wow, you're unhealthy, you shut down, and you're making the problem all about them when you pushed them too far. Did they ask you to do something, you didn't wanna do it, so you, like, kind of attacked them until they caved? So when there's another conversation that comes up, they might just have the, "Fuck it, it's not worth it, you win, what do you want?" And just agree with you. So do you see how you like, you've gotta kinda, like, wake up a little bit, Libra, to see how you kind of contributed to turning that person into a yes person. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep repeating the same cycle. I keep attracting people who shut down, who say yes when they mean no. I need authentic people. No, you need to create an environment where someone feels safe to express themselves. If you do that and they still do that, then it's time to move on and leave. But there's some self growth there for you, Libra, that you've been kind of ignoring and lacking. Okay, now back to the project that you want to create, though. So it doesn't look like you're going to get someone to work on it with you right now. But in reality, it's about admitting that you're afraid of, like, messing it up, and you're afraid of, like, starting the project and doing it wrong. And not only that, but you're afraid of, what if I start it and my life partner comes in and it's not exactly how they wanted it either. There's this little, over worried about perfection, demanding and expecting it out of partners for you, but also, like, what if I fuck it up? But, like, you can't fuck it up. You may learn from it, you may realize you wanna do it a different way, right? You may have to spend some money to correct something that you did wrong. I laid some foundation there, I realized I don't wanna do that, let me take it off. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep repeating this cycle, this loop linear. You got a relationship cycle that you're repeating, and you got a starting a project cycle that you're repeating. But, like, it's time for you to take your project to the next level, right? It's time for someone who's offering, like, tarot reads instead of just doing it for friends. It's time to take your first paying client. Maybe just charge $25. If you've been doing the $25 thing for a while, maybe now it's time to start charging 100. If you're building out a campground, you bought some land and you're building a campground, instead of just clearing land for places, it's time to maybe actually build your first cabin. Or maybe not a full-on cabin, but maybe a little bit more of a permanent structure than just clearing land. Um, that analysis paralysis, you don't wanna get stuck there. How do I help you more with that? Because it's like, if you can, okay, instead of viewing it as, like, analysis paralysis, I might, like, mess up my land, I might just, like, if I started on the wrong foot, the rest will just be doomed forever. View it as, like, the fun thing about this project that I'm creating and that I'm working on is that I can start over, is that I've built myself this place in life where I get to have this creative project. And, like, many artists will paint over it, paint over it, paint over it, right? Let's keep going with the campground analogy because that's a good one. Because once you cut the trees down, right, you cut the trees down, they can't grow back. So it's not that you're gonna go out with, like, a chainsaw and just cut them all down, right? But, like, it's okay if you pick a spot and go, "You know what? Here at this one, I'm gonna build my first little bit more permanent structure." And you could just work on that one, finish it to the end. What did you learn? What did you like about it? It's time to take that step. And like, yes, even though once you cut trees down, they're down, you can buy trees and put them in there. You can plant new trees. You can view maybe in like 4, 5, 10 years, you're like, wow, I learned so much. I now know how to do it. I'm going to sell this and I'm going to buy a new plot of land because now I know what I want. But that's what you are. You're like a creator. So there's no need to put pressure on that I have to get it right out of the gate. right? What's that Thomas Edison example? He knows 1,000 ways to not make a light bulb. Because once you can start to view your project that you're working on as a gift, that's when it's gonna get fun. And once you could stop putting pressure on future potential partners coming in, of proving that they're the right one for you. Relationships are about attunement and negotiation. And it really comes down to, do you trust yourself to, because you can feel when someone's just saying yes. But also, like I said earlier, Libra, you've got to create an environment where they feel safe to express what they actually want. So it's time to take the next step, Libra, in making your dream a reality. There's a little bit of interpersonal growth for you, but it's time. It's time to start putting yourself out there bigger if it's a business. It's time to start selling your products. It's time to start building more permanent structures. It's time to take your passion project that you're working on to the next level, Libra. So comment below, let me know how that goes. If you like the video, thumbs up. Again, I will come back in and add the link for those meditations later. But I hope this Libra helps you get started on your project. Bye.